Welcome to this explainer. You know, when we hear the word conflict, our minds usually go straight to traditional battlefields, right? Borders, airspace, maybe contested ocean straits. But consider this. In just the last few months, major tech CEOs have openly admitted they are scouring the globe, aggressively looking to buy massive, multi-gigawatt power plants outright, just so they can plug in their servers. The reality we're unpacking today is that an entirely different kind of global struggle is unfolding right beneath the surface of our daily lives. The global electricity war has already started. It's quiet, it's invisible to the naked eye, but the stakes, they are absolutely crucial. It's happening every single time an AI prompt is processed, a massive new factory breaks ground, or a nation tries to secure its technological independence. So this explainer is going to map out exactly what's happening under the radar, the staggering numbers driving this demand, and how the pursuit of raw electrical power is literally rewriting the rules of global dominance.
Section 1. The next great conflict. Okay, let's dive into this. For the better part of a century, the global map of power was drawn in black gold. If you wanted to understand geopolitics, alliances, or the root of major conflicts, you simply followed the pipelines and the massive oil tankers. Oil was the undisputed king. But the next great global conflict is shifting directly to electrons. We're moving from a world where we extracted energy from the ground, shipped in physical barrels, and burned it, to an immensely more complex reality. We now have to continuously generate, transmit, and balance massive electrical currents all at once, in real time, just to keep our societies functioning. It's like a giant puzzle. Think about the logistical fragility of this transition. You can store millions of barrels of oil for years in strategic underground reserves for a rainy day, but you can't easily store terawatt-hours of electricity. It has to flow across the grid the exact millisecond it's demanded. The nations that can engineer and secure the most robust, resilient sources of continuous electricity are the ones that will dictate the terms of the 21st century.
Section 2. 4 Pillars of Demand. Let's move to and see how this builds, because these 4 pillars are compounding to create a historic surge in power demand, and the data behind this shift is just staggering. Let's break them down. First, AI data centers. We tend to think of AI as living ethereally in the cloud, but the physical reality is brutal on the grid. A single AI query can consume up to 10 times the electricity of a standard internet search. 10 times! Projections now suggest that by the end of this decade, AI and data centers could consume up to 1/10 of all global electricity. We're talking about single, sprawling facilities requiring the continuous power equivalent of a medium-sized city just to run their massive cooling systems. Number 2, electric vehicles. We aren't just swapping out car engines, we are taking the energy burden of the entire global transportation sector, which used to run on oil, and shifting it directly onto our electrical transmission lines. In some developed nations, accommodating full EV adoption could require a 40 to 50% increase in total grid capacity. Third up, advanced manufacturing. The factories of the future, churning out everything from microchips to automated robotics, are massive power sinks. A single modern semiconductor plant can easily consume 100 megawatt-hours constantly. We're already seeing highly industrialized regions having to turn away billion-dollar factory investments simply because their local grids can't guarantee that level of uninterrupted power. And finally, entire economies. The sheer digitization of daily life means our baseline energy needs have skyrocketed. Multiply this dramatically increased footprint by billions of people and industries, and the cumulative pressure on global power grids is pushing infrastructure to its absolute physical limits.
Section 3. Controlling the future.
So who controls the future? In the past, the answer might have been whoever had the most land, the largest standing army, or the best oil reserves. But today, the answer is the entity that can flip the switch and keep the lights on under imaginable compounding load. Right now, there is a frantic, uncompromising race playing out behind closed doors. We're seeing major sovereign wealth funds quietly buying up stakes in next-generation nuclear startups. Tech giants are negotiating direct power purchase agreements, sometimes even trying to bypass sluggish national grids entirely to ensure their AI models never ever have to power down. And consider the very real geopolitical concept of data sovereignty. If a country simply doesn't have the grid capacity to power the data centers required to train its own advanced AI, it will be forced to export its data and its technological development to a country that can. Boom. They lose their technological independence overnight. Imagine a scenario playing out right now where a nation's economic ceiling is completely capped, not by its workforce or its access to money, but by its physical inability to string high-voltage transmission lines fast enough. Every new grid connection is a defensive maneuver. Every new gigawatt of generation is an offensive play.
So, the crucial point is this.
Who controls electricity may control the future. This is absolutely the core takeaway of our explainer today. The global electricity war isn't approaching on the horizon, it is currently dictating global strategy. We've seen how the sheer real-time logistical complexity of the electrical grid is replacing the old barrel and pipeline world of oil. We've looked at the staggering energy math behind AI, electric vehicles, and the advanced manufacturing that is forcing companies and countries into unprecedented power grabs. Every nation's security, economic prosperity, and technological advancement are completely inextricably tethered to the electrical plug. If your grid fails, your economy stops. If your power generation falls behind, your technological innovation stalls. So, I want to leave you with this provocative thought to ponder as you go about your day and interact with all the electrified technology around you. In a world where absolute power literally means electrical power, how secure is the grid that your entire future relies on?